Is the Molly Maguires my favorite movie of all time? No. But with St. Patrick's Day upon us, I thought I'd give it a dance. It is one of my favorite movies, one of three that I watch on a rotating basis come every March 17th. And you don't have to be Irish to like it, but it really resonates if you or your family is a member of an oppressed minority group. No, but that isn't why it haunts me. It's how I came to see the movie. When I was 17 years old, I ran away from home. Oh, there was no problem at home. Everything was fine. No, I was just a silly teenager with all these Jack Kerouac on the road, then came Bronson notions in my head. I was going to hit the road, ride the rails, and write it all down. And I did. Most of it. No. I was just a lovesick teenager chasing a memory that had moved on sometime before. I'll never forget the first time I saw Greensburg. It was a Sunday night. It was the winter. The station's platform was slightly elevated above the town, and the town was covered in snow. And I stood there mesmerized by the sight. It was like a Currier and Ives painting had come to life. A little bit later, moving down into the town, the snow started coming down much harder, and I had a moment's panic. I had to find a place to stay, and I had to find it fast. Fortunately, I came upon this high-rise hotel, and if memory serves, I think it was called the Hotel Wrap. As soon as I entered the hotel, I was instantly put at ease. It was warm and comfortable. A few elderly tenants sat in one of the couches that dotted the hotel lobby. But as I made my way to the front desk, I wondered if the old lady behind the guest book would spot my age and send me packing. I paid for a week in advance, in cash, and that seemed to settle that. She didn't ask how I came by it. Truth is, half of it came from my brother's stash that I had ripped off before leaving home. I'd pay it back someday, I told myself. After signing in, Anna, the desk clerk, ran me up to the fourth floor in the hotel's hand-operated elevator. My room was warm and neat and nicely furnished. I put my clothes away and then slept for the first time in 2 days. The next morning, I explored the downtown area and had a solid breakfast in a family-run diner. I spent the afternoon writing a letter to my parents, telling them not to worry, and I'd be home soon. Even now, after all these years, when I think about it, I'm filled with nothing but shame for the pain and worry I must have caused them. Across the street from the hotel was the Palace, as far as I knew, the town's only movie theater. Cactus Flower was playing, but the glass enclosed one sheets said that the Molly Maguires would be opening on Wednesday. I didn't know anything about that movie, except it starred two of my favorite actors and seemed to be Irish themed in some way. Fair enough. The Palace turned out to be a nice, medium sized house, a real movie theater. The Molly Maguires is about Irish coal miners in America and how they were exploited by the mine companies. Some of them fought back, committing acts of sabotage. They were called the Molly Maguires. Sean Connery plays the leader of the Molly Maguires, and Richard Harris, the Pinkerton detective assigned to infiltrate the group. Both actors give powerful performances, but it's really Richard Harris's movie. He's the star and the main protagonist. Connery, as demonstrated by his billing, is sort of a super guest star. He was bankable because of Bond, of course, and this was a period where he was looking to shuck off that ghost. And he did. Many years later, I worked with actor Brendan Dillon, who played Samantha Egger's father in the film. And during a break, I asked him what was it like working with both Sean Connery and Richard Harris, as he had shared scenes with both of them. He said they were completely different. Before a take, Harris would be joking with the lads and then step right into character. whereas Connery was more aloof, more concentrated, more focused. Samantha Eggar is primly beautiful as the hard-nosed miner's daughter. She too wants a way out of her circumstances, but she won't take it on the arm of Harris's betrayals. Anthony Zerbe, a fine actor whose eyebrows always seem to arrive before he does, plays one of the Mollys, as does Art Lund, an actor I had undervalued until I had seen his work as Jeff Bridges' dad in The Last American Hero. Bethel Leslie is simply great in a small role as Connery's wife. Frank Finley, everyone's favorite Yago, is the town's chief constable. Cinematographer James Wan Howe, one of my heroes, lights the tricky mindsets beautifully, but Tamby Larson's Emerald House pub set always looked fake to me. It looks too much of what it is, an overlit stage set. And while I love the film for all sorts of reasons, I have to admit the plot doesn't work for me. As soon as Harris joins the Mollys, things start going wrong for them. It's a huge suspension of disbelief. However, the spirit does move me. There's a line in the film that kind of sums it all up. You want justice? You buy justice in this country like you would buy a loaf of bread. Some years later, while reading Clancy Siegel's brilliantly autobiographical novel Going Away, I discovered that Harris's character, James McFarland, moved to Colorado where he continued his treacherous ways and became something of an arch-villain in the annals of American labor. All right, that's about it. Be off with you now, and have a happy St. Patrick's Day. And I'll see you around the campus.